Yep.
Let me listen to this and I can. Okay, let's. Why don't you go ahead and say something, Frank?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me pretty clearly now?
I can hear you very clearly. That
Okay.
looks great. So hang on a second here. All right, are we ready to go? Go ahead and say something else.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing.
Very good. Okay. Welcome back to iPodcast AGC of Missouri. How do you want me? You are Frank Wilson. What's your title?
President of BFW Contractors.
All right. Got it. Start over again. Welcome back to iPodcast AGC of Missouri. Today our guest is Frank Wilson. Frank is the president of BFW Contractors and a great member of AGC of Missouri. Frank, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Lynn.
Well, Frank, you're a big guy, and you're a big guy in the industry, and I'd really like to learn a little bit about how you got into construction, how of all the different fields you could have chosen that you decided to come to work in construction.
Okay, well, I got introduced to construction approximately 20 years ago. I was in class 7 of the Construction Prep Center. That was a pre-apprenticeship here in St. Louis that was created to help increase the population of minorities and women into the construction trades.
And the Construction Prep Center was really the result of the I-70 shutdown and negotiations with MoDOT and the community in North St. Louis to really do something positive to try to help young people get in the industry.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And like I said, I've definitely maximized and benefited from the experience and the opportunity to get into the construction industry as a result. So I definitely attribute a lot of thanks for that program having existed.
Well, I think sometimes when people see programs like that, they think, oh, that's just a bunch of bogus activity. But I think you're living proof that there are positive results from efforts like that.
No doubt about it. Like I said, I had the opportunity to go back and work for the program as a placement and training manager back in 2009. And I could tell you, of the folks that come through, there are always those folks who aren't necessarily cut to make it. And then there's some folks who are really true diamonds in the rough, who with a little nurturing and experience and exposure, they could do whatever their heart sets them to do.
So you graduated from the program, you became a placement person there at the program. There's a long way between that and owning your own company, so talk about that.
No doubt about it. Like you said, I ended up coming into the construction industry as a laborer, worked in demolition crews for some of the general contractors as well, and then eventually went back to school. A couple iterations over, ultimately graduated from Albany State University with a bachelor's in business management. And then I went to Washington University where I got a master's in construction management and a graduate certificate in project management, which I ended up working in project management and operations for a large design build contractor before starting my business.
That's great. Well, how did you decide one day you woke up and said, I like working for other people, but I think I'd like to own my own company? How did that come about?
Be honest with you, that started a long time ago. The name BFW Contractors, everybody calls me Big Frank Wilson anyway, so I started the company and actually created the company in 2006 with the notion this was something I wanted to do. I didn't put full effort into the company until 5 years ago after getting some additional experience, working on the management side of the construction industry. But I think it was something that was always in front of me. It's something that I desired to do. And I think I got that exposure when I was a student at the Construction Prep Center, meeting some of the minority business owners and getting exposed to folks that were in business. So like I said, definitely was one of the reasons that I came to the AGC, because I saw that that's where really the leaders of the industry here in the St. Louis region were, and I wanted to get an opportunity to learn more and get exposed to more as a result.
So who are some of the clients you're working for right now?
I work with folks like Washington University. Tarleton's one of the largest GCs that we work for. BJC Healthcare. We work for the city of St. Louis. We do some things with St. Louis County as well, and numerous other developers and private owners.
So you've gone through from construction prep to working as a laborer to owning your own company. 2 to 5 years from now, where do you see BFW?
Well, like I said, we're a small company, minority-owned, DBE certified contractor with high aspirations, and I see myself in the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully being a $5 to $10 million a year contractor. Working one as a sub and also doing in terms of self-performance of different aspects, which we do. We specialize in construction management, demolition, and general labor services. We also do some site clearing and site prep type work. So, I'm constantly believing the concept of reinvesting back into your company, reinvesting back into your organization, and learning as much as you can, and committing to lifelong learning. As a result, I think with that philosophy and continuing down that path and staying engaged in AGC, I think there's a lot of hope to achieve those goals.
What's been your biggest challenge in the time you have been in business?
Well, first of all, starting up as a startup contractor, the first challenge is, always capital, resources, continuance of having enough work to keep you moving forward, to grow, finding that right formula and team of folks, core group that can support you and also get more work so you can continue to support them. So it's a six in one hand, half dozen in another all the time, but it's definitely a glorious struggle and a great challenge it's really exciting.
Well, I don't know how you do it all, but while you were trying to start your own company and building a successful business with BFW, you also put in a lot of time volunteering for AGC of America as the chair of their diversity committee. So can you talk about how you kept that all going?
Ooh, that's something right there. Like I stated, I've felt truly invested. Diversity and inclusion is something that's really important to me. Like I said, I'm a beneficiary of a diversity and inclusion initiative coming from the Construction Prep Center. Got the opportunity to engage in AGC of America through the Construction Leadership Council nearly 8 years ago now. And I was introduced to AGC part from the Construction Prep Center, my time working there as well. While I was a graduate student at Washington University, the director of the program, Steve Bannis, always urged us to participate in AGC events, go to AGC learning opportunities that existed, go to Build-A-Brock picnics and different things like that to get engaged with the industry, go and meet the movers and shakers in the industry. So that's how I started. Once you get in, what I found out is there's countless opportunities to learn, and there's a lot of things that you're gonna, if you have a desire to engage in the industry, there's gonna be something there for you that you might be able to connect with, and I connected with diversity and inclusion.
And subsequently became chair of the committee.
Absolutely.
A brand new committee for AGC of America. You were the first chair, the inaugural chair of that committee. So talk about some of the things that you did to try to bring that committee structure and get it up and off the ground.
Okay. Well, like I said, the whole idea about the committee, it started off, I got an opportunity to present as a result of being on the CLC back in the last convention in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I was asked to share some of my experience as a minority contractor and being a member of the AGC and how that worked out. And so I got an opportunity to get the platform to share and really stress the significance of diversity and inclusion from a contractor's perspective. And the whole goal and structuring the committee as a result was how can we give a balanced, create a balanced conversation and a space within the industry that's going to help contractors to be better at providing hiring diverse candidates, retaining diverse candidates, doing business with diverse contractors, and ultimately, how can we make the AGC a more accepting and inviting place for diverse individuals?
And you had companies from all over the United States as part of that committee.
Absolutely, yes. We've had a very a broad stroke in the sense of the range of folks and the perspectives. Because when we talk about diversity and inclusion, there's a lot of different things when you think about what diversity and inclusion is. Obviously, diversity is could be anything from race, nationality, gender, age, experience. There's a lot of different categories that are diversity, that make up diversity. When you start thinking about inclusion, you start thinking about being open to the difference of that everybody brings from their perspectives, from the demographic backgrounds, experiences, and trying to have a balanced view of how we include those perspectives.
And that committee came out with a product about the case for inclusion, or there's a white paper that was developed and just rolled out within the last few months.
Yes, and that was definitely one of our proudest accomplishments. It's called the Business Case for Diversity and Inclusion, and it basically outlines the perspectives, and the industry, and the AGC has supported it wholeheartedly in terms of allowing us to give some business case rationale and reasons for why diversity and inclusion is so much better for business.
And that's available from AGC of America or on our website, or anybody who's listening to this can get it from me, right?
Absolutely.
Well, great. I was at the convention in Denver, and at the conclusion of the program, the president of AGC of America, Eddie Stewart, made a surprise announcement. And while Big Frank Wilson was up on the stage, gave you the award as the AGC of America Chairman of the Year. And I don't know how many committees AGC of America has. I know there are numerous committees. I think you're one of the first people from St. Louis, and certainly from our chapter, to be given that award. So congratulations are in order, and I think that had to be a very proud moment for you.
Absolutely. When you look at AGC, I mean, it's a 100-year-old organization, and they have AGC has a very long line and legacy of successful leaders in the construction industry, and to be acknowledged by the industry and industry peers and leaders for such an honor, that was really mind-blowing. I mean, it literally floored me for that opportunity to occur, and even to find out, that to be the first to ever get an opportunity like that. I found out I was the first African American within the AGC to ever receive such an honor, and for me as a minority contractor, African American in the construction industry, definitely it gives me a great sense of pride and accomplishment to be acknowledged in that manner.
Well, to know that somebody from the Construction Prep Center, where I was a board member and participated in that, to see a student of that up on the stage at the AGC of America convention receiving the Chairman of the Year award certainly shows that there are opportunities in our industry.
No doubt about it. If anything, I definitely say that anything truly is possible. Like I said, hard work and preparation, and obviously they have to align to achieve a successful outcome. And definitely that my life and the things that have happened with me have been proof positive that that's true.
So as we get ready to wrap up here, Frank, what else would you like to share with the listeners about yourself or BFW or AGC or anything else?
Well, the biggest message I'd like to leave behind, like I said, we're in business. BFW Contractors is open for business. We're open for opportunities. We're open and looking for partnerships with individuals within the construction industry. And we definitely love the opportunity to sit down, maybe have a coffee or a meeting, and figure out how we can creatively come up with a strategy to team up or partner and work together.
Well, I, for one, am very proud to know that BFW is a member of AGC of Missouri and a member of AGC of America. I truly appreciate your involvement, your support of the organization, and wish you nothing but the best as you move forward with your construction company.
All right. Thanks so much, Lynn.
Thank you, Frank.